Okay, so I'm Jadelynn Oliver, as most of you guys may know, and this is my last or my final lecture from Miss Bean's class. Um, you're okay. Let's get started. I'm gonna warn you guys that the next picture is gonna be like a little bit graphic. It's gonna show a burnt foot. So I'm gonna advise you if you don't want to look at that, like look away, and then I'll tell you when it's off the screen. Okay. Now I'm starting the lecture. Okay. So next slide. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Okay. Um. So when I was young, my mom burnt her foot and leg up to her thigh. She needed skin grafts. Like they took like skin grafts from her thigh and put it on her foot because that's really where it was like. Well, I guess up to her knee she burned it, but the worst part was her foot. Um. And the doctor gave her pain pills, and that's how her drug abuse started. By then, both of my parents were on drugs. Okay, I have clicked off that slide. It is no more. So you can look now. Um, when I was 4 years old, I got left with someone who I shouldn't have been left with, my cousin who was living with us at the time. And I was abused by him. That's sadly one of my earliest memories. When my parents found out, I had to talk to lots of people about it, um, like therapists, child advocacy workers, and also be examined for possible trauma or signs of abuse. And this little cutie patootie picture of me when I was 4 years old. This was a very hard time. Um, on my mom, he was like a brother to her. Her addiction got worse because of it. Not long after that, my parents got divorced. Um, the divorce was just another stressor that made things worse. She attempted the unthinkable. She tried to kill herself, walked out into traffic. Luckily, a friend stopped her. Becky, we love Becky. It's her right here. She the little cutie over here. Um, then she downed every medicine in the cabinet. I remember being told my mom was in the hospital. Um, everyone was frantic at this time, and I had no idea what was going on. She ended up doing this twice, and I'm so lucky my mommy is alive. I love my mommy. Um, my mom and my little brother Spencer moved in with my grandparents, and we started going back and forth to my nana's to see my dad. My mom started dating this horrible man who fought with her all the time. He was enabling her, so she felt like she needed him. One night it got really physical. Uh, my mom was like screaming for help. I was maybe like 8 or 9, and I was already terrified of this man. I came downstairs and saw him like hitting her. Little me locked myself in the closet to get away. Hearing my mom like cry for help, that was really hard for me. It actually still bothers me. Like I don't know, like remembering it, it's like, whew. Um, but that's when I started noticing things with my mom. She'd have random people like come and visit. I remember her telling me to turn away while she snorted pills or meth. We would go to my friend's house, and walk in on our moms doing drugs, and they'd get so mad at us, even though we hadn't done anything wrong. I know now that my mom was just trying to shield me, like from what she was doing. This is me and my little friend, and this is my mommy and her friend Erica. She's so sweet. I love her. Um, all of that was because of drugs. Chasing that high becomes the most important thing, and it makes you do truly horrible things. I remember in one night in particular, a bunch of her friends came over, like drinking, partying, doing whatever, and I was taking care of the twins alone, and she was so out of it. She was so lost in the madness of addiction. Shortly thereafter, we were evicted, and I moved back. Well, we moved back in with our like with the grandparents. Um, that's when I found out that she was pregnant with my little sister Charlie. And it was another baby with that same little dude. While she was pregnant and after she had Charlie, she would leave and be gone for long periods at a time. I ended up having to go live with my nana and only get to see my grandma on the weekends, but my mom was never there. Little me didn't understand, so of course I would like cry for her to come back. Um, Still, we had good time. We did. She taught me how to play poker in the building where we stayed a lot. We colored together. I think it's really funny that my mom taught me how to play poker. Just saying. um, but sometimes she'd have like people over smoking weed or meth in a pipe, and I remember grabbing it once and I asked what it was, and I tell you, something has never been snatched from my hands faster than anything that thing has ever been. Um, I remember going to houses where like everyone was passed out or like nodding off. I felt so uncomfortable. Um, Once we ran out of gas while driving, and someone was with us, like they were so out of it from drug abuse, they started smoking paper, specifically a receipt paper. Um, my mom wouldn't go to anything that really involved me unless she was high. I always knew something was wrong. Later, I moved in with my nana around second grade. After being held back in first, it was hard. I had nightmares for a long time. Um, on weekends, I'd go back to my grandma's though. My mom's cousin built a campsite they lived at for a while. They were always out of it. I remember putting a fake spider on my mom, like as a prank when I was younger. In her eyes, it was the biggest spider she had ever seen. I have never seen her freak out so bad. But she would see bugs that were not there. But here's a little picture at the bottom in the middle. It's Whitney, and that's at the campsite. Sometimes, like, we'd go to the store and I'd want something, she would steal it for me. Uh, when grandma asked for help cleaning, my mom would yell because she couldn't get high. She couldn't, chase that high. Um, at my grandma's, she'd sleep for days after being awake, like for 10 plus days on meth. My grandma is a good Christian woman. That woman has the faith of Jesus, okay? Um, but one day I remember she said something to my mom she would never say under normal circumstances, and I will like never forget that. She didn't think she was good enough for us. Uh, she tried to kill herself again around that time. Sorry, I got a little lost in my slides there. Uh, but while I was staying with my grandma, a car ran into our trailer and basically busted the whole side out. The driver was high. He did not make it. There was a passenger, and he did though. He made it out. But she had been up all night when it happened and thought it had hit one of us, so she panicked big time. So many bad things happen because of drugs. My dad still struggles with that kind of thing. And this is the man that passed away uh while driving. When I was around 10, I would say, I got a call saying my mom was in jail. I was so scared and worried the whole time. Excuse me. Um, but excuse me again. But that turned out to be the best thing that ever happened. In that jail cell, my mom found God again. I thank God so much that my mom is alive today. She started trying more and more, and here's her little mugshot for when she got arrested. Um, I began going to celebrate recovery with her, meeting wonderful people who had also decided they were done with drugs. She's clean for 8 years now. You can't get help unless you decide you want it. Period point blank. Um, I'm unbelievably proud of her. People I've met with drug addicted past are some of the kindest people I know. Now I'm moving in with this amazing, strong woman who took control of her life. My mom started school again, got her GED, and has a great job. She's living proof there's always enough time to take control. She was on drugs for 10 to 12 years. I am literally so proud of this woman. And also, could say she has a new addiction, rocks, but not those kind of rocks. She loves finding pretty ones at the creek, specifically geodes, which I think is a much better addiction, guys. I love my mom. She's my bestie for resty. Um, and then I've put together lots of pictures. Yes, I have. Um, the one in the middle with Waylon crying, he's one of the twins, is basically his whole personality. I love that little kid. And then up here, like with my mom laughing at Waffle House, that was my brother's like recent birthday, and I think that is literally my favorite picture of my mom. Excuse me. Here's some more, just little random pictures I got. Also, I must mention my mom has lost over 100 and some pounds, and period. And she didn't lose it. What is it called? The the Jenny Crank way. Okay, she lost it the healthy way. Also, here's me, the little me at the 100-year-old challenge. Yeah. Also, that's my beautiful mommy in the background. She totally helped me a little bit with this project, and I just love her to pieces. And period.